just wanted to share this with you guys real quick. Over the last few months, there's been days where I've definitely been, like, Lord, I'm just keeping my eyes on you no matter what the circumstance is, I'm trusting in you. And then there have been countless days where I've been like, Lord, where are you? And just crying out to him and wondering, where he is and when he's going to show up. And every single time I get to that place, the Holy Spirit just keeps reminding me of Mary and Martha when Lazarus was sick and died, and when they went and they sent for Jesus and they sent people to go call him and said, the one that you love is sick. And there was such a plea, and I think such an expectation, because it's like, well, as soon as, first of all, they go to him because he's the answer, right? It's like, well, Jesus can fix this. I mean, I've seen him heal people, like complete strangers. How much more is he just going to come running back when you say the one you love is sick? And then he delays, we all know that, and he delays deliberately. And they're left on the other end, not really understanding or knowing why, just knowing that he didn't show up. And your first response might be to think, but that's not a loving response. Is that what love does? Holds back and waits. And what a test of faith when the Lord doesn't show up when and how we think. We all sort of have this expectation, and we all sort of, I think, also have kind of our limit of how far we think that God's going to let us go and we're going to be okay with it. And then when he goes a little further, like, at the beginning you might be like, oh no, I'm still trusting. And then all of a sudden it's a little further and you're just like, oh, wait a minute here. I don't know about this, Lord. You're supposed to show up because I need you and I need you now. And things instead go from bad to worse, And I'm thinking of Mary and Martha in that time, that how their heart must have just been so confused and so longing and knowing that he had the answer and he wasn't showing up. But I also was thinking a lot about Lazarus and being there and laying there, just sick, and knowing, maybe coming to the realization like this is the end, and wondering, how far are you going to let me go, Lord? And then as he slips off into death, of course he's dead, so he didn't know. But if he was aware, can you imagine him being like, did you really let me go this far to death? Into this cave? Or I think I'm picturing it like a cave when they said they put the stone in front of it. Into this dark place where a stone is sealed away. Like, that's how far you're going to let me go? And then Jesus shows up. And he held back for a reason, we know from the end of the story, because so many people had gathered to mourn the loss of their brother Lazarus. And then so there was so many more people that saw, number one, he didn't heal him from being sick. He rose from the dead, raised him from the dead. And number two, what a great gathering, a multitude have gathered that then could go and tell that story. So the story went further and wider, and many more people experienced the miracle than if he had just showed up and healed him. Only a few would have been there, and still cool to be healed, but kind of raising from the dead sort of trumps it. And then I'm thinking of Lazarus, and how cool is it to be that guy that's like, oh wow, you're the one Jesus raised from the dead? You want to have that testimony like the guy that Jesus rose from the dead. But this morning the Lord was showing me is like, you can't have that testimony unless you were the guy that was dead first. And so that means you had to be that one that was sick, that one that waited, that one that it seemed like Jesus wasn't coming and wasn't showing up when you needed him most. And then you had to get to that dark place where it seemed like there was no way out. There was nothing that human hands could do. And then Jesus showed up, and Jesus did what only Jesus can do. And in that time, what God says to me, multitudes, I've written it and I've shared it, that he keeps reminding me, when you can't see the hand of God, trust in the heart of God, of who he is. And there might be other people that are in that place right now where you're just like, where are you, Lord? This doesn't seem to make sense to what I know of your character and of your nature, that I know you can move and you're not. And this story, I hope this, remembering this story will help and encourage somebody else today, that whatever he's doing and whatever he's allowing, it's for a greater purpose in our lives and for others that might see, and to bring glory and honor to his name, which is the ultimate, most important thing. All right, thanks so much. I love you guys. Bye.